She was awarded the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture Pacesetter Award in Education for her strides in improving education for our nation's children. She has also facilitated professional development seminars for private firms and government schools, as well as a variety of primary language arts workshops for the Department of Education. She has a master's degree in human resource management. She enjoys public speaking. She is a Toastmaster in the 2437 Navigators. She's also an arts enthusiast, and she has casted in several local plays with the Dundas for Performing Arts and Art Center. She is the owner of the Legacy Training Lab and educational consultancy firm. I feel motivated and inspired already going, looking through her bio. It's very extensive. I'm eager to hear what Miss Tossie Pugh has to bring for us today. Please join me as we hear from Mrs. Tossie Pugh.
And now we are going to get into taking care of you, daily practical strategies to reduce stress and maintain a healthy work-life balance. Now, medical professionals, this morning you will be able to identify the challenges causing stress and overwhelm, and you're going to attain some practical strategies that can transform your life through your daily work regime. It is imperative that you focus on your overall well-being in order to achieve a healthy, happy, and successful personal and professional life. And we want that, right? We want that good balance of personal and professional. You are in a very demanding profession. You're always nurturing and caring for. So we want to make sure that you are striking a good balance. So our objectives today, we want to identify the factors that are keeping you stressed. That's key. You have to know the reason why. We want you to reset those value systems. We're going to define boundaries. Say the word boundaries. And identify the importance of boundaries. And then we're going to focus on 5 practical daily strategies to improve mental health. Practical things that you can do every day as you work. Now, why are we stressed and why are we tired? Anyone came in this morning tired? Anyone went to bed tired? Oh boy, okay. Why are we stressed and why are we tired? The first thing is we are overcommitting. Talk more about that. We are also overfunctioning. We are not setting proper boundaries, and there is a lack of self-investment. And regardless of the profession I talk to, this is across the board. We are all doing it. So let's look at overcommitting as professionals. We are working beyond our capacity, right? And most of the time we are pressuring ourselves to commit to extra projects, to commit to extra activities, to commit to extra work and events. Listen, y'all already have long shifts. You already have heavy workloads, right? And when that person calls and says, listen, I need you on this Zoom meeting. Okay, no problem. I need you to come do this. Okay, no problem. Come speak here. Okay, no problem. Right? So we are constantly adding on to an already full plate. But I am here to let you know this morning that overcommitting is unsustainable. And I'm happy that we have our young doctors in training here as well. It is unsustainable. Regardless of your desire to do, you know what happens? Eventually, the pace and the toll on your body And your mind will do what? It will shut you down. Anyone has ever been in that situation where you've been going, and your body say, you know what? You don't want to stop? I can stop you. Okay? We don't want that to happen. So we're asking you, you already have a heavy workload. You already have long shifts. You are a caretaker. So we're asking you, when those extra things come up, resist. Learn to resist the new tasks and the new responsibilities so that you can relieve the stress and pressure that you're putting on your life. What's that powerful word that just popped up? No. That's a serious little powerful word. No. Some of us are even hesitant this morning to say no. Say the word, say no. Say it again. How good? That feel good yet? Wait till you actually use it, right? So we have to learn the power of saying no to the extra. We are also over functioning. We are over functioning. You know what we are doing? We are doing for others, and we're talking about adults now. We're not talking about the little children in our lives that depend on us. We are talking about adults. We are over functioning. We are doing for others what they can and should be doing for themselves. I see some eyes rolling. Like, ooh, this sounds like me. We are over functioning to continuously help adults that are constantly calling on us. And we call it helping. Why do we do it? Because we are feeling guilty. If they are disappointed or unhappy that we can't show up, we start to feel guilty. But I have learned that their responses and how they feel is not your responsibility. You are responsible for taking care of you and ensuring that you are well and that you have a good work-life balance. Let me tell you why it's important to quit overfunctioning. 1, overfunctioning is a disguise as caring. So we think that we're just a caring individual, we're kind, we're helpful, but it's a disguise. Why? Because at the end of the day, we are preventing that adult from maturing. We're preventing them from doing what they are supposed to be doing for themselves. And we are preventing ourselves from focusing on God's life direction for us. Sometimes we are so busy doing for everybody else, we put our own goals, our own dreams on the back burner. I say we are accelerating the goals and the dreams of others and pumping the brakes on our own. That's what overfunctioning does. There's only one of us. So if we're going, giving, what are we giving back to ourselves? Not much, right? Bishop T.D. Jakes said that 80% of what we do is doing for others and committing to the extra. And we're only taking 20% to focus on ourselves, on our health, and on our dreams. So today we want to flip that around. We want to take 20% to focus on the exterior and 80% to focus on the interior. It is really a crutch for us to continue to allow people to take and to diminish our capacity. This one is major. We do not set strong boundaries. And if we set them, you know what we don't do? We don't enforce them. So at the beginning of the year, how many of y'all had your boundaries? You had your nice list of boundaries. See Dr. Camille in the back there. She had a list of boundaries. What she wanted to do and who she was going to tell. Listen, I can't do this. And by January 3rd, Dr. Camille acquiesced, and that was that. Right? Boundaries are key to sustaining health and happiness. It is a separation. What I love about boundaries is that it's a safeguard. It protects your space. Say my space. My needs. My feelings from others. It is a protection for you from the people out there that don't care. They will take advantage of your kindness. They will take advantage of your service. And listen, in the Bahamas, if I have a family member who's a doctor or a medical caretaker, I need you on call. Look at my left toe, what I could do. What I need. You can't bring me. You can't. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You are always on call. So boundaries tell people how to treat you. You can make that decision for you. Boundaries are a major part of self-care and the reduction of stress. Listen to me. We think that self-care is just the days of pampering. No, no, no. Setting boundaries, enforcing boundaries, and continuously communicating those boundaries is one of the greatest elements of self-care you can give to yourself. It is also one of the biggest reducers of stress. So you want to reduce the stress levels in your life, you have to set some boundaries, professionally and personally. What prevents us from creating these boundaries, right? Sometimes we're just fearful. Like we said earlier, we don't want to disappoint our loved ones. We don't want to disappoint our employees. We don't want to disappoint the boss, right? We don't want to make them feel any type of way. So we are afraid of not meeting those expectations. Another reason why we don't create healthy boundaries is out of ignorance. Sometimes we just don't know how to set boundaries, and we don't understand its importance. And sometimes it's validating self-worth through people pleasing. We're always trying to prove our worth through the amount of work we do for others. Boy, getting some size, and I see the chest rising and falling, right? We think the amount of people that we serve is validating who we are as human beings on the earth and the amount of work that we do. But we have to put that in perspective and really, really think about, what are we doing for ourselves? How are we hurting or harming our bodies, our minds, our spirits, and our future? And then doubt. You are not certain that setting boundaries will even solve your problem, so you don't do it at all. And another reason why we are continuously stressed as professionals is because we're not investing enough in ourselves. And to be honest with you, we all struggle with this, right? Let me tell you something. If my 2 boys need anything, I'm on it. Any parents in the house? Oh yeah, you're all on it. They need this for school, they need this for soccer, you are on it. You want to do one little course? Child, I can't afford that now. I could do that next 2 months when I get my... Isn't that what we do? We don't see the importance of investing in ourselves the way we invest in others. We are also not spending the time to read. And I'm not talking about the medical journals, right? I'm talking about the self-help literature. How can I make my life better? We're not spending the time to think about our next moves in life. We're not spending the time to pray and meditate and plan, to learn new skills and then to execute them. And then, like we said earlier, we're not using our own money that we are working hard on and working hard for the things that will enrich our lives and reduce our stress. What about that course you wanted to take? You might want to cook a little better or bake some brownies, some cupcakes, something you might want to do. You might want to take a course, an AI course coming up soon. I look and I eyeing that seriously. But we think twice when it comes to us. How many of us invest in books? Not just the medical books. How many of you invest in books to read just to relax your mind? Think about it. What about exposure? How many of us are traveling when we have a little break? And how many of us are making the sacrifices now for future gain, growth, and development? We have to be intentional about investing in ourselves. That's the only way we are going to grow and be successful. Take care of ourselves. So there are the 4 real reasons why we are stressed. And we've been wired to think a certain way. So I want you to repeat this after me. Okay? Repeat this after me. I've been wired to think that my busy life is a part of achieving success. I've been wired to think that investing in myself is not a priority and is not important. I've been wired to think that activity is productivity. Ooh, that's a big one. I've been wired to think that overcommitting is the path to achieving goals and being a selfless servant. I've been wired to love everything and everyone else more than I love myself. Say woosah. That needed a woosah. And so now we are going to reset. We are going to do the reset. I want us to change that thinking and let's reset. So after me, and I want you to say it like you really believe it and you really want this reset. On this day, Tuesday, October 24th, 2023, I will reset my thinking to be a better me and to achieve success in life. I will disassociate myself from the things and people that no longer serve the path I am walking towards and that drain me. I will limit associations with things and people that take up too much of my time. And I need my time for me. I will say no and stop overcommitting myself, taking on more responsibilities when my plate is already full. I will invest in myself, my time, and my money. Say, my money. That's right. I will be productive and not just active. I will stop over functioning and allow others to do things for themselves they should be doing. My mind has shifted. I am ready to focus on the things that will keep me happy, healthy, and successful. Give yourselves a round of applause this morning. You're going back on those wards full of energy, ready to go. You're focused. It's all about me today. So now we are going to look at 5 things that you can do every day as you take care of others. I want you to take care of yourselves. Number 1, take your breaks. No matter how small they may be, take your breaks. I know as an educator, especially in the primary school, you have one little 15-minute break bell. When that break bell go, 15 minutes, don't laugh, man, 15. That break bell goes and the children go outside for their snacks. By the time they turn back around, what you think happen? The bell done ring again. They done back in the class, right? But that 15 minutes felt like a very long time when I decided to make it an intentional part of taking a break. So when they went out for their snacks, I would close the door for a few minutes, do a little in my mind, just bring it down, just relax, just breathe, deep breathing. By the time they came back to the door would be open and I would be ready to receive them. Take your breaks. Breaks increase brain function and increases productivity. So you are tired, you're having a long day. Don't make it worse by constantly going. When you have that little window, take your break. Take a slow walk. It might not be, much scenery. But find a place that you can take a slow walk. Move and stretch, taking slow breaths in and out. Play a little game. One of the bankers told me, when she had a little break, she'd go on her phone and play a little solitaire. Play a little game. Just take your mind away from what you're always dealing with, the routine. And laugh with a friend. You all have them little buddies around here where you all could crack one little joke, then go back to work. You need that. Find that person. Dr. Burroughs always laughing. Find that person. Find that person that you can laugh with. Okay? So what's number 1? What must you do? Take your breaks. It's important. Number 2. Oh, that's a big one. Everywhere I go in Bahama land, this is a big one. Choose rest. Choose rest. Y'all should sleep. Y'all should be sleeping for at least 7 to 8 hours a day. Oh, Lord. Everyone say, I hear a little kitten in here somewhere. 7 to 8 hours a day. That sounds like a lot, hey? But that's what we're supposed to be getting. And this decreases stress and it increases productivity. That's what rest does. So we're walking around tense, our shoulders up, we feel pain and tension. We're not getting enough rest. It also increases energy. You have these rigorous schedules. You have to find the time to rest. So when you get home, instead of scrolling TikTok for 3 hours, some of them videos just be funny though, I ain't gonna lie. They just make it just want to keep going, right? Instead of scrolling for 2 hours, shut it off. Shut it down. Get your rest. Rest also allows us to avoid weight gain, which decreases heart disease. and it boosts our immune system. So we wonder why sometimes, we catch this cold and catch this flu and catch this, that, and the next. Sometimes it's because our bodies are depleted. We're not getting the sufficient rest that we need. So what was number one? Take your breaks. What is number two? Choose rest. Who's going to choose some rest this evening? What happening tonight? What is happening on Wednesday? Ain't no football. Football and over, and football tomorrow night. So football Thursday night. So I looking at the man too. Choosing rest. What's happening? Nothing special happening tonight, right? It's a good night. Tuesday. Oh, it's Tuesday night. Okay. Nothing serious. Nothing major, right? Good. So we could choose rest tonight. Who's gonna try? Who's gonna try? There you go. I see one hand. Two. That's good. I feel good. Y'all trust me. I had some rooms where people say, choose rest. And number three, this is a big one. We will be surprised to know the importance and how important water is. Where the tumblers, where the water. I see one person sip. That's water. That's water. She said, no, that ain't water. There you go. There you go. That ain't water. My Lord, the doctor's full of coffee. Right? Concentrate on water. Water is so important. We should be drinking at least 64 ounces per day. Per day. And this is what I learned that is so interesting. When we stay hydrated, it lowers stress and anxiety. Listen, hydration is serious, Sometimes we are uptight, we are weak, we are stressed because we are dehydrated. So you could be walking past a colleague and they cranky. They cranky because they might be dehydrated. As simple as that. Pass them some water. You walk past a little cranky co-worker. Say, you had your water today. You had your 64 ounces today. Let me help you out. Okay? We know that water improves brain function and memory. But something else about water, not just drinking it, listening to water, it relaxes our body. It relaxes our mind. How many of you know about white noise? Anybody does the white noise therapy at night to go to sleep? I be sleeping 2 seconds after putting that on, right? So if you are having problems, you're trying to get more rest, you're having problems going to sleep, try a little white noise. And we are blessed in this country. We could drive around and around and around and we have beautiful water. Do you know that just being near to water boosts your mental health? Just being near to it. So when you see those persons parked by the beach with their foot hanging out the door, they're not interested in going in the water. But being near that water is sufficient to relax their minds and to calm their nerves. Try it, doctors. Try it. Try it. Being near to water also works. So it's drinking sufficient water. It's listening to water and it's being in the presence of water that improves our mental health and lowers our stress levels. That's number 3. And number 4, this is a big one. Miss Pugh, when I get any time to exercise now, you running out. Exercise? We got to exercise to decrease our stress hormones. So we want to decrease those stress hormones. We also want to keep in good physical health because you're always moving and going. And all of this improves our mental well-being. We know that cardiovascular exercises are best for mental health and the reduction of stress. So let's think about those cardiovascular exercises that we can use to help us. We only have to do it about 3 to 4 times a week to maintain good health. And we don't have to do it for a whole hour. 30 minutes is good. And that 30 minutes can go fast if you're doing something that you enjoy doing. How many of you enjoy walking? Anybody takes a walk outside or inside? I ain't talking about walking PMH halls now. I'm talking about after work. Anybody goes walking in the morning or in the evenings or Saturday, jog the bridge? Anybody jogging? What about swimming? Anyone likes to swim? Anyone can swim? Listen, plenty of us can't even swim, right? Swimming. What about gardening? Anybody loves gardening? No? What about aerobics? Anybody getting in the gym or putting on you? Listen, we find YouTube for everything else. When I realize that aerobics on YouTube, I say, what? All these good things on YouTube too? Aerobics. It's really no excuse, you know. It's really no excuse why we're not getting in our physical exercise. What about boxing? Anybody thought about boxing? Man, you could buy them things on Amazon. Quick, set that up in your house and go for yourself, right? What about yoga? Anybody into yoga? Pilates. They're looking at me like, really now, right? These are the things that we can do to ensure that we are improving our mental health and lowering stress 3 to 4 times a week. Can you think of any physical activity that you can do? Anyone? What you could do 3 to 4 times a week for 30 minutes quickly. Anyone? Dance. I like you. Dance. What you dancing to in the back there? That's quite fine. Once you get in that 30 minutes in, that is good. Awesome. Dance for a good 30 minutes. That's wonderful. Anyone else? What else could we do? Say it again. A good walk. A good walk. Awesome. So I want you to think about what physical or cardiovascular activity you can do today. About 3 to 4 times a week. Only about 30 minutes. That will help you to decrease your stress levels. Now, in 2019, during the pandemic, I was still a classroom teacher at the time. And I was struggling, y'all. It was a lot, right? I had a class of 35 students. I had a 2-year-old at home because all the schools were closed. A 4-year-old at home. I was responsible for an entire team of teachers. And I had to do regular check-ins with administration. Also, because we were virtual, we had to deal with parents all the time. All the time. So it was very stressful. It was a stressful time. So much so that I had to find ways to reduce stress. And so I decided to plant a garden. So I went outside and I told my husband, listen, we ain't doing nothing with this front part here, so I can handle this. When Rocky Farm them that open on the weekend, you know, they had the opportunity to open for a couple hours on the weekend. When I got my little plants, got my soil, and I started my garden. And I can tell you, every afternoon I looked forward to going in my garden and planting and digging. Just, I think, being a part of nature, all of that, the fresh air, breaking the routine of the work, the constant questions and doing this and doing that. It truly, truly saved my life. It saved my life. So I say to you today, please find the exercises that you love doing, even the hobbies that will help you to reduce stress. And number 5, men and women, because every time I talk to my men, they pampering what, miss? What you talking about, pampering? We have to cultivate a culture of pampering. And one of those ways is scheduling alone time. If you have children, especially young children, you have to schedule alone time. Am I wrong? You have to find the right time to get away from them and to schedule. That sounds bad, eh? But it's fun. You need time away to rejuvenate, to relax, and to take care of you. So you have to schedule alone time. And if you don't have children, listen to me. You still have responsibilities. You have family members. You have siblings. You have parents. You have people that love you. So you have to schedule alone time. What about taking that extra 10 minutes in the shower? Boy, I know that works for me all the time. Why mommy going in the tub? You know what that means. Yes, taking that extra 10 to 15 minutes to take care of myself and to woosah. And what about aromatherapy? Anybody like scented candles? Oh, yes. Bath scrubs, the oils, all of these things, we take it for light, but they reduce stress, anxiety, and irritability when your house smells good. It's like you floating in there. You walking around and it's just, everything is just nice and cool and calm. It's calming. And what about developing hobbies? Anyone in here has a hobby? Any hobbies? We don't have hobbies? I gotta figure out what doctors is do. Hobbies, go ahead. What do you do, Dr. Burrows, for your hobby? Oh, we can talk about that cake for Christmas, Dr. Burrows, please, thanks. Baking. Anyone else has a hobby? I spoke about mine as gardening. Anyone else? I didn't hear you. You said something? Yeah, man. I'm a teacher. I had the, the airs. Jewelry making. Awesome. And all of these things allow us to pull away from the regular routines of life. When I get into my garden, it's just like I'm in a totally different place. I'm sure when she's creating her jewelry, she's not thinking about the stresses of life. And also, once in a while, you got to schedule your massage, schedule your manicures and your pedicures. Yes, I'm talking to our men too, right? Take care of yourselves and your bodies. And so those 5 things that you can do constantly, intentionally. Anybody remembers number 1? Take your breaks. Who's taking their break today? Let me see those hands. Who's taking their break today? No one's. Y'all gonna try. Okay. Try to take your break, please. When you get that little 2 minutes, take that break. Awesome. Choose rest. We already said some of you, you're going to try to get your rest in tonight. Awesome. Water. Remember what we talk about? Get them cranky co-workers. Make sure everybody hydrated on your team, please. Right? We're reducing stress levels. And we're ensuring that everyone is in a good mood all the time. So if they don't bring their water, you make sure they have sufficient water. Water is key. And then exercise. 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Find something that you will commit to. And of course, commit to pampering, a culture of pampering. And before I leave this evening, Dr. Hunt Burrows, I am doing a free. I did this before for educators, but I'm opening up too, because many persons say, I'm not doing this for educators, right? So I'm opening up to professionals. It's a free webinar, Make Boundaries Your Business. You can scan the QR code if you're interested, and you can register for the free webinar. This was an awesome opportunity this morning to be here. I am grateful for the opportunity to talk to more and more professionals. We work very hard in this country. And I want to say to you, I don't envy you. I really don't. But I appreciate your service and I thank you for the hard work that you do. I know during the pandemic, we got a lashing as educators, but Lord, when I look to the right and I say, oh Lord, these poor medical professionals. So I thank you for your service. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity today to speak to you. And I hope that the little daily practical strategies you can utilize every day to help you to reduce the stress levels and to begin to create the boundaries in your life for that perfect rhythm of work-life balance. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, absolutely fabulous day. Thank you.
Okay, pleasant good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here. That was powerful. And the Department of Medicine and our guests via Zoom would like to thank you for giving us such an informative, powerful talk. A lot of us do not balance our life very well. Guilty. A lot of us don't know how to say no. And in our profession, we always think that we need to keep on doing, keep on performing. And that's a marker or measure of us being successful. So we would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts or toes. And really thank you for being here with us and for inspiring us to do better and to indulge in self-care.
Yes.
Okay?
You're so welcome. Thank you.